Hey, what's up, y'all? Tech or Die here with another breakdown. I'm John Davey, and remember, success is a choice. Today, I'm going to be reviewing tech sales. Specifically, I'm going to be talking about your career options, the skills that you need for a successful career in tech sales, as well as some of the benefits and strategies that you can use to further your career in tech sales. So let's get right into it. Like and subscribe this video so you can get more videos every week from Tech or Die. All right, so what is tech sales? Tech sales is simply the business of selling technical products and solutions to businesses with an urgent need. As a tech sales rep, your job is to have a solid understanding of the technical solution you're selling. This will be the foundation for your qualifying and closing conversations as you discuss the benefits of the solution you're selling. You'll be using a CRM tool, aka a customer relationship management tool, to keep track of your clients and deals while creating promotions and deals for high spending clients. Now, let me quickly review some of the solutions you'll be selling. There are three main categories of solutions you'll be selling. The first is software, the second is hardware, and the third is services. Software products are typically sold as SaaS solutions. SaaS is an acronym for software as a service, and this just means the software is hosted on the vendor's servers. The software is accessed via app or via a web browser like Firefox or Chrome. Netflix is an example of a SaaS solution. They store the movies, and we as consumers access it via a browser or an app. In terms of what you'll be selling, some common examples of SaaS solutions are CRM software, accounting software, or email automation software. In terms of hardware, think desktops, laptops, routers, networking equipment, and even printers. As far as services go, some common services that you might be selling as a tech sales rep include hardware maintenance when things break down, or on-demand software troubleshooting when there's glitches in the code. Now let's talk career options. When it comes to tech sales, there are several roles and routes that you can take, and here are some of the roles that are the most common. Your first role is your sales development representative, aka your SDR role. Another role is your business development representative, aka your BDR role. You also have account manager. You have client renewal specialists, you have account executives, enterprise account executives, and finally you have VP of sales, or the vice president of sales. Now, software development reps, or SDRs, are responsible for qualifying leads for businesses. Their main task is to move qualified sales leads through the sales pipeline. They convert the leads to appointments for the account executives to close the deal. The median annual salary for an SDR is roughly $68,000. A business development rep is responsible for generating new leads and opportunities for growing in the marketplace. They work closely with marketing and sales to identify potential customers and build prospect lists. Business development reps use these resources to source new leads that are ready to be qualified and closed by SDRs and account executives, respectively. The median annual salary for a business development rep is $71,000, roughly speaking. An account manager is responsible for maintaining relationships with existing clients. Their focus is on making sure clients stay satisfied with the solution sold to them. Basically, don't lose clients. They work closely with internal customer success team members to resolve any issues the customer may be having. They're a source of feedback to the rest of the business about how to improve the client's experience with the solution that was sold to them. The median annual salary for an account manager is $74,000. A client renewal specialist is responsible for ensuring customers renew their service contract. They work closely with the customer success team to identify at-risk customers and create plans to keep them subscribed to the ongoing service plan. The median annual salary for a client renewal specialist is roughly $77,000. Account executives are usually responsible for serving the needs of existing customers and closing sales deals to create new customers. The SDR sets up the sales appointment and passes the lead to the account executive. The account executive then holds a discovery call and maybe gives a product demonstration before closing the deal. The median annual salary for account executive is roughly $87,000. Enterprise account executives work closely with enterprise accounts to understand their needs so that they can offer solutions that fit those needs. An enterprise account is usually a large revenue generating customer that's a repeat buyer. Enterprise account executives manage the sales process with select enterprise accounts. They're responsible for creating and executing new sales strategies to increase revenue from existing enterprise accounts. The median annual salary for an enterprise account executive is roughly $222,000. The VP of sales, aka the vice president of sales, is responsible for the entire sales organization and usually reports directly to the CEO. This role is responsible for setting goals, strategies, and quotas for the sales team. The VP also works closely with other departments such as marketing, product, and customer success teams to ensure that the sales team has the resources they need to be successful. The median annual salary for a vice president of sales is $349,000. All right, so let's go over some of the common skills you need for a successful career in tech sales. Now, obviously, your communication skills are important here, but specifically when it comes to communication, you're gonna need to clearly and effectively communicate with customers and prospects in order to get your solution to resonate in their mind. So 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? Listen carefully and understand what your prospects and clients are saying. Choose your words wisely so you can explain complex terms, complex concepts in simple terms. Relationship building is another key trait for success. When you start a new business relationship, your goal is to find new ways to consistently generate rapport, trust, and credibility. At some point, you're going to have to handle difficult conversations, and even a little bit of conflict resolution is going to come into play here. Professionally navigating through these tense conversations will go a long way to earning credibility and respect with your sales clients. Time management is another big skill that you're going to need for success in this arena. Tech sales can be fast-paced and chaotic. You're going to have to juggle a lot while still being responsive to your clients' needs. Learn how to prioritize tasks and meet deadlines. Efficiency is the key. Also, the higher up the food chain you go, the better your problem-solving skills are going to have to be. That means being able to think on your feet and being resourceful while coming up with outside-the-box solutions. Sometimes you have to go the extra mile to either keep a customer or win a new customer. Now, depending on the company and product you're selling, you may need to have some type of technical know-how in order to properly explain the service. For example, if you're selling software, you should know how to demo the software. Or if you're selling hardware, you should at least know how it works on a surface level. Plus, the more you know, the more confident you'll sound to people you're selling to. All right, so let's talk about the big negative. For some people, that is, there's a lot of cold calling and there's a lot of, no. You hear the word no a lot. And that's a huge part of tech sales, and that's part of sales in general. It's part of the game, and I'll make a future video about how to handle dealing with no and making cold calls and kind of going through that process and the mindset you have to be in order to kind of get through that. But for now, just understand that you need to still have some sort of professional grace when going through that, and understand that the no's are just on the path to a yes. And the more no's you get to, eventually you're going to get to your yes. It's just a numbers game. So don't take it personal. Now let's talk about some of the benefits. There's many benefits to a career in tech sales. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably already know that there's a lot of money in play here. So, we talked about some of the numbers of Glassdoor, especially as you go up the chain. And by the way, let me just mention this real quick. I got those salary numbers from Glassdoor.com. But those numbers, those median salary numbers, take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Your experience may not match up to be the same. You can make a lot more, or you can sometimes struggle and not make as much as well. But those are general guides for what you kind of expect on average. But another benefit, in addition to the financial payout, is the role is fast-paced and challenging. You know, if you're like me, you know, sometimes you get easily bored. Once you conquer something, once you become really good at something, at that point, you know, you kind of check out, right? And you want to move on to the next thing. You have another mountain to climb, right? So if you're a goal seeker, if you have someone that has a lot of ambition in life, you know, tech sales might satisfy that urge to succeed. Because one thing about sales, you're only as good as your last deal. So, you know, very rarely do you get to this point in life where you're just a complete master at selling. So there's always going to be a challenge here that you're going to have to overcome. Another key benefit for sales, specifically if you go into an outside sales role, someone that travels a bit or goes to meet clients, is you get to travel. You get to go to different locations. You get to go to different cities. I used to have a job when I was an auditor a long time ago, where I used to travel all across the country, and I used to travel every couple of weeks, and it was fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I met some celebrities, met some bigwigs. Basically, as a young man in life, I was being introduced to people that I would never have been introduced to if I just kind of stayed at a local corporate job, so to speak. So an outside sales job has the benefits of introducing you to people in different areas, different parts of the country, different parts of the world, if you have international travel on your responsibilities here. One quick thing though, after about a year or so of traveling, it didn't become so much fun, only because I was living out my suitcase. Like I said, I traveled every other week. It was pretty much 50% of the year I was outside. I was on the road. In tech sales, for the most part, I don't think you're going to have numbers that high. I think you're going to be traveling a little bit less frequently, which means the burnout won't kick in right away. So you have a little bit more time to enjoy being out there. Another benefit I want to point out is, as you gain experience and become more successful, you may have the opportunity to move into management or take on leadership roles. You can't always count on career advancement in other careers. So one thing about sales is, to the victor, the spoils. If you produce, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded in money, and you will be rewarded in opportunities to grow in your career. Speaking of growing in your career, there's a couple of ways to further your career in tech sales. One of the ways is to take a training course. Nowadays, you have courses online, of course, you have in-person courses, but attending a course can help you learn new skills and techniques to make you a better closer. So you should definitely have courses on your agenda as you grow in this field. Another thing you want to do is network within professional organizations that cater to sales professionals. So for example, the American Association of Inside Sales Professionals is a popular organization for inside sales professionals looking to connect with other like-minded individuals in their field. Membership in this organization provides you with access to community research studies and sales representative roundtables that'll help you uncover business development trends in the tech sales industry. You can also follow the Black Tech Sales Network on LinkedIn. Their mission is to bring Black sales professionals together by giving them the tools and techniques they need to excel in their sales career. The National Association of Women Sales Professionals is a women-led community supporting women in sales roles looking to achieve their professional goals. They provide support and accountability along with career opportunities with leading global firms. In addition to professional networking, try reading some sales books. The Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins is a great read for anyone looking to start or further their career in sales. It provides an overview of the art of selling from prospecting to closing deals. The New Rules of Sales and Service by David Meerman Scott provides an updated look at how sales and service have changed in the digital age. It offers tips and techniques for adapting your selling methods to meet the needs of today's buyers. Selling to Big Companies by Jill Conrath is aimed at business-to-business or B2B sales. And it provides advice on how to sell to large companies. It covers topics such as understanding the buying process, building relationships with decision makers, and pricing strategies. If you're interested in getting into tech sales, I curated 5 crucial tips to help you get your first tech sales job as soon as possible. I posted a video on YouTube with these 5 tips called how to get into tech sales. So check it out. Thanks for your time, and like and subscribe to this episode on YouTube so you can get a new Tech or Die video every week. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to this show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcast directory of choice. Remember, success is a choice.